2014. Guys, the Earth-facing sunspots have been somewhat calm. That's over. This is not an X flare, but we will see the side impulse from it, but it created quite a coronal mass ejection, and I'll show you that. Again, it was from this bottom left side of the sun. We're Earth-facing, so we will see a side glancing blow. Very strong, a large amount of density. Remember, plasma density. We watched it last night as those quakes come in. And guys, as the Earth is turning, we've had a 6.6 quake. I'm going to show you that. But this particular sunspot is hyperactive. It is one flare after the other. Pay very close attention to these Earth-facing images from LASCO C2. I'm going to show you something that's happened. This started glowing on the 10th. See this? Now we're at 11/2/48. Watch the next frame. Everything in the 0300 hours is missing, but I recorded them earlier. NASA has taken them out. Guys, something approached the sun. Look, I went back to where I was recording it earlier, and I watched this happen. Something came up there, and this was shot into the sun. And I'm going to show you a close-up of this. And then we had the major explosion. Guys, why did they take out these frames? I saved them, and I'm glad I did. You can notice across the top of these where everything matches. And I'll show you on the time stamps also, because I'm going to show you the movie before they took these images out. But this thing flew up there, guys, and there was a pulsating, rotating beam that came out the bottom and struck the sun. Then we had this major flare. Guys, I cannot help but think of the fourth angel that poured out his vial upon the sun, and then the sun started scorching men. But look at that. It looks like a cross up there, guys. Amazing images. Now look at this as it goes out. I'm going to back it in. Watch the timestamp at the bottom. 5/4/4/17. Here's your 0300 hours. 2 frames, they removed that whole hour. This is what flew up. Now, if you look at it now, go to Soho, it'll skip from 0200 to 0400 hours. Now, I knew it was unusual, but then when I went back to check it and it was gone, and then we had this big flare, now we're having a 6.6 quake, and that's an impulse. That was not an arriving coronal mass ejection. That was an impulse from this burst. Check this out, guys. I just want to go through this. Why would they go back and take out these images if it was nothing? This was something, guys. We've all seen streaks and things like that on this camera before, something fly by the camera like a meteorite or something. But this was different. This was a pulse. I watched it. I recorded it when it happened. Now, why would they go back and take this out? Look at this, guys. There's an object flew up there and shot this out. What the heck is going on? Look at that. I pulled it up. I've got some close-ups of this thing. I'm just going to go through some temperature changes, color differences here, and take a look at it. Again, this is the 0320. I think 328 in the UTC time. Check this out, guys. Now, we're seeing all type of prophetical events come to pass as we watch. We're seeing events approach us from the spiritual, physical levels, and now this. Look at that. Now, this is stereo behind. I looked at it to see if we could see anything. You couldn't. I was checking it. But after that flare, now we're into, if you'll look at the timestamps at the bottom, I'm going to go back and run them through. After that event, we're in 1500 hours. Now, remember the 1500 hours. Then this glow that we watched glow for almost 24 hours explodes. But those frames are missing now. I've got them. But if you go to LASCO C2, you'll see it skip from 0200 to 0400. They've taken out an entire hour of this event. Again, this is stereo A, guys. Check this out. The optics were damaged in 2011 by an X flare on both stereo satellites. B took it worse, but they have not been clear since then. But you can see the impulse. If it's to the right of stereo A, it's going to be Earth effective. This is the 6.6. Notice at 1529. That was that initial pulse. Now, we got a problem. This area now is going to be the stress point. We're getting later in the spring, and all the chili quakes are moving north, guys. That Grand Cayman Trench is right above this island. You know where that's at? That's where Brother Paul is flying to. We're going to say special prayers to him. And I sent him an email, and I said, Paul, I'm not trying to scare you, but this is BPR Watch. This is what I do, brother. So everybody say a prayer for this entire area. All you've got over in Puerto Rico, you got quakes in the Virgin Islands that's starting to shift right in that area. This is a heads up. Be safe.